European giants circle around Luka Vuskovic, including Bayern Munich, who have made a formal inquiry about the centre-back. More rumours about Brennan Johnson departing Spurs as Bournemouth look to bring in Semenyo replacement. Adam Wharton again mentioned in dispatches that as an ideal player that Tottenham should target. Van der Ven trolled at the darts at the Ali Pally, match facts and stats ahead of the Brentford clash, an award for former Tottenham Hotspur chairman Daniel Levy, and 5 key transfer priorities for Spurs. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, let's get into it. Football 365 report that Bayern Munich have made an informal inquiry for Tottenham defender Luka Vuskovic after his impressive displays out on loan, according to reports. The 18-year-old centre-back has been in good form while out on loan at Hamburg this season, with Vuskovic scoring 2 goals in 15 appearances in all competitions. It could be a challenge to break up the Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven partnership on his return to Tottenham, but if he keeps up his current form, then Vuskovic has a good chance. And now caught offside claim that the Croatian youngster has caught the eye with a series of composed and authoritative performances in Germany, prompting inquiries from the Bundesliga's elite. The report adds that Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig are believed to have gone a step further, making informal approaches to Spurs to explore the defender's availability. However, Spurs have been quick to shut down any suggestion of a sale of Vuskovic. The player indeed has a contract at Spurs until the summer of 2030, but his form has sparked internal discussions at Tottenham about whether to accelerate his integration into the squad. Another player who, of course, is attracting interest at Tottenham is Brennan Johnson, with the Wales international struggling for opportunities under Thomas Frank this season. And now the Daily Mail can claim that Crystal Palace are pushing to get a deal done early for Johnson ahead of the January transfer window. It is understood that the Eagles are discussing an offer of around £35 million for Johnson, but the 24-year-old who scored the winning goal in the Europa League final last season is in no rush to leave. The 24-year-old is also admired by the likes of Everton and Villa, but those clubs may not be ready to move until the summer. Give Me Sport claim that Tottenham Hotspur are ready to step up their interest in Crystal Palace star Adam Wharton in 2026 with a very significant offer, according to Team Talk. Now, the North London club are looking at pushing ahead with an ambitious move for the England international midfielder in 2026 in order to beat off stiff competition from rival clubs. Wharton, who has been described as phenomenal, is considered to be one of the best young midfielders in the Premier League, and a move away from Selhurst Park has become a hot topic in recent seasons. After Michael Olise and Eberechi Eze were both sold for big fees in recent seasons, Wharton is expected to be the next big money departure from the Eagles, and there is strong interest from the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea and Liverpool. But Tottenham are ready to enter the race too and are prepared to make a very significant offer to conceive both player and club to strike a deal with them instead. However, unless they really step up their performances on the pitch quickly, then it will be difficult to convince him that it's the right place for him to be to continue his development and then potentially even move on to even bigger things. A very big offer could be the best way for them to blow the other teams out of the water and also potentially make a move in January rather than waiting until the summer. Could be the best for them, but it won't be easy to do. The Sun report that Tottenham star Mickey van der Ven was trolled at the darts as he attended the World Darts Championship on Monday. Van der Ven took a break from the Premier League's busy festive schedule to go to the Ali Pally. The centre-back's presence was quickly noticed in the rowdy arena when the cameras zoomed in. And that was when a number of fans decided to take a cheeky dig at the Netherlands international. The darts enthusiasts were heard chanting, "Tottenham get battered," amid Spurs' rough run in the top flight. But they were also fans chanting his name at the famous venue. That's good to hear. Some match faction stats ahead of our upcoming game at Brentford then on New Year's Day. Well, Brentford have failed to win any of their 4 Premier League home games against Spurs, with 3 consecutive draws being followed by a 2-0 defeat last season. Tottenham have won their last 4 Premier League matches against Brentford and have only lost 1 in 9 overall, winning 5, drawing 3, a 3-1 defeat in May 2023. Having won their first league game in 5 consecutive calendar years between 2020 and 2024, Brentford lost 3-1 at home to Arsenal on New Year's Day in 2025. Tottenham have lost their first league game in 2 of the last 3 calendar years, drawing 1, including a 2-1 home loss to Newcastle in 2025. They've not lost the opening league game in consecutive calendar years since 08-09. Brentford are playing on a London derby on New Year's Day in the league for the 5th time. They drew 0-0 with Fulham in 1994, beat Dagenham and Redbridge in both 2008 and 11 in League 2 and lost 3-1 to Arsenal last year. Brentford have won 8 of their last 12 Premier League home games, including 4 of the last 5 since the start of that 12-game run in April. Only Manchester City, Villa and Arsenal have won more Premier League home games than the Bees. Tottenham Hotspur have played 8 London derbies on New Year's Day in the league previously and only lost once in a 3-0 defeat to West Ham in 1983. In the Premier League, they've won both January the 1st London derby games, a 1-0 win over Fulham in 2011 and a 5-3 win over Chelsea in 2015. Tottenham have lost all 4 of their Premier League matches in January last season, one of the 3 teams to do so. Along with Wolves and Southampton, they've lost 10 of their last 16 January games, with their last win coming against Thomas Frank's Brentford in 2024. Former Tottenham Hotspur chairman Daniel Levy has been awarded a CBE in the United Kingdom's New Year's Honours List. Levy said, "Tottenham Hotspur has always been more than a football club to me. It is part of the fabric of the local community, and I'm immensely proud of the role we have played in helping to regenerate the area through our initiatives in education, employment, health and social inclusion. While our stadium development and on-pitch results often took the headlines, I hope that my legacy will be the positive and lasting impact we have made on the lives of people in Tottenham and beyond. Football clubs have a unique role to play in their local community, and at Tottenham Hotspur, we always took this responsibility very seriously." According to Football.London journalist Alistair Gold, Tottenham Hotspur are assessing upgrades in 5 key positions ahead of the January transfer window. Topping the list is left wing, which is expected to be a major priority. Somewhat unexpectedly, Spurs are also open to signing another centre-back, particularly if Radu Dragusin, widely tipped to return to Serie A, departs following his recovery from a torn ACL. Tottenham are also monitoring the striker market, with Samu Agahawa continuing to be strongly linked. Additionally, the club are keen on bringing in a natural left-back to cover Destiny Udogie, reducing the need to deploy Jed Spence out of position. Gold notes, however, that this move could just be as easily be delayed until the summer. Midfield reinforcement is another area under consideration. While Spurs added Palhinha and Simmons last summer, Rodrigo Bentancur has struggled for form, and there is a lack of deep passing progression beyond Archie Gray. As a result, a deep-lying playmaker has been identified as a potential target. Gold reports that if the right profile becomes available in January, Tottenham would be willing to act. That said, Spurs face a limited market, with a few realistic options capable of significantly upgrading the squad in these key areas. High-profile targets such as Savinho and Marmoush are unlikely to be available, making it improbable that all 5 needs will be addressed this winter. Still, securing even 2 meaningful additions could represent a significant step forward. Okay, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Firstly, Luka Vuskovic. I think I've been glowing of my opinion of Vuskovic, and obviously he's being noticed by clubs in Germany. The likes of Bayern Munich are always going to be interested in this sort of player. He seems that he can't do any wrong at the moment, Vuskovic, and I think the thing for Spurs is he's on a long-term contract already. He's still only young. His father, I believe, had come out and said he doesn't think it would be a bad thing for him to stay in Germany next season, but they'll sit down with Spurs in the summer and discuss what Spurs think. So is it a case that if we let Dragusin go, then they see it all depends if Spurs see Vuskovic as being ready to be that third or fourth centre-back, or even challenge Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero, of course, because Vuskovic, no doubt, is going to be good enough in a few years. Is he quite ready to be first choice in the Premier League at such a young age? Not so sure about that, but this player, you can just tell there's something about him. He's got the physicality already. It's just that experience that's lacking at the moment, but he's getting so much at Hamburg, seems to be doing so well over there, and he's so liked. I've said from the start we shouldn't even consider, I don't think Spurs are recalling him in January. Leave him there till the summer, bring him back and then see where we're at. But Vuskovic is definitely one for the future. I know we hear this all the time about players for the future, but you can just see in Vuskovic he's got it. So we need to keep hold of players like Luka Vuskovic. Brendan Johnson possibly going out. Literally hot off the press, it's believed that Palace may have agreed a £35 million fee with Spurs, and it's up to Johnson if he does want to go. I would be gutted actually if Brendan Johnson goes. I just think he's that little bit different. As I've said before, he does tend to split opinion because people don't think he works hard enough defensively, but when he's scoring goals, he always seems to pop up in the right place at the right time. So I would personally rather keep hold of Brendan Johnson, but let's see how that one goes. Adam Wharton, definitely a sort of player that Spurs need to be targeting. Is it achievable to get this player? Is it realistic? Possibly not. But then again, we need to think higher than that as Spurs fans. This is the sort of player we need to bring in if we really want to challenge and mean business. So when names like Wharton are mentioned, why do we always poo-poo it? Me included, you think, we'll never get him. That's the sort of player we need to bring in. Absolutely. So, as much as I think this is going to be a difficult deal to get done in January, why not go in for Wharton in the summer if that's the player that you want? I do think Wharton would transform our midfield. But again, it's going to be difficult to get done, but money talks. So if you want the player, go and get him, or at least put in a bid, show some intent. Van der Ven at the darts, being bantered. We've seen this before. We've seen it with James Maddison, of course, and we kind of live rent-free in people's heads as Spurs fans, don't we? You hear that Tottenham get battered everywhere they go at that arena every year. It's just a bit of banter, and I'm sure Van der Ven took it well, and it was good to see that there's obviously Spurs fans singing in his name that were in the crowd as well, so that's really good. Brentford coming up next for Tottenham, of course. It's going to be a tougher game at their place, of course it is, than the recent one where we beat them quite convincingly. But again, this is a game that I feel quite confident that Spurs are going to go on to win. They should win. Obviously, Ange Postecoglou didn't lose against Brentford at all during his tenure. Some teams just don't do particularly well against other teams for no apparent reason. Like, look at City against us. On paper they should have beaten us more often than not, but something about that game that Spurs have seemed to have the edge over City, and we tend to always do well against Brentford. So I am quietly confident we're going to get a result against Brentford. That'll be a good way to start the new year, won't it? Award for Daniel Levy, of course, in the New Year's honours. This is not football related as such, but pleased for him. We haven't heard anything, of course, from Daniel Levy at all, really, since he's left the club. So I don't even know if anybody spotted him at the stadium since he left. So that's interesting. Obviously, been there for over 20 years to every single home game, certainly, and then not to see Daniel Levy there is a bit weird. But I think this is fully deserved, to be fair to Levy. Done so much for the local community. I think that's well deserved for Levy, to be honest with you. So well done to him. And the transfer priorities, the 5 key transfer priorities that was mentioned by Alistair Gold there, I think we all agree with that. Certainly that left side has got to be improved. The challenger for Udogie, definitely a left winger. Nobody's quite grabbed that position and made it their own yet. And the centre midfield, we've spoken about that already today. The likes of Adam Wharton coming in possibly. And even a new striker I was add to that, because Kalamawani, you would think he's going to go back at the end of the season. Where's Dominic Solanke? We're not sure when he's going to be back. So there's all that to throw in the mix. You can't get 5 done in January without a doubt. I mean, I would be amazed if we got 5 in. Personally, I think we're probably going to get 2 in. We definitely need to, and to address that left-hand side. But get down in the comments. Let me know, what key positions do you think Spurs should be targeting in January? And do you think we're going to get those players in? And talk to me about any other issues views you have right now as a Tottenham Hotspur fan. As always, just mention whatever you like, talk about it, and we'll try and get a discussion going in the chat. That's all from me today. Get down in the comments, as I say, let me know your thoughts. And as always, come on you Spurs.